will be protected by God.
And welcome back to Trio News. It is now October 1st in the morning of 2017. I have returned, victorious once again. Getting a little bit into this national anthem. Now when it comes to not kneeling and not standing for the national anthem, we see the ideology, the underlying fact, what these people actually think. And here is a perfect example. Make America Great Again hat thief Edith Macias issues terroristic threat to victim. You feel safe? You're not safe. Video of University of California Riverside student Edith Macias stealing fellow student Matthew Vitale's Trump hat went viral on Thursday and was picked up by Fox News and other right-wing media outlets on Friday. On Thursday, Macias shared a video of herself stealing Vitale's hat on Facebook and issued a terroristic threat, telling her victim he needs to fear for his life and is not safe, despite having the cops and politicians on your side. And here's a post from this disgusting individual. Why is it always the leftist women? You can't tell if they're a man or a woman. And even if you can tell they're a woman, they gotta be the ugliest, nastiest woman you've ever seen. Anyways, wearing a Make America Great Again hat at UCR, you're making the decision to intentionally hurt people. I was not aware wearing a hat could hurt people. See how delusional these idiots are? Make America Great Again. Coded, continued for genocide of people of color. Well, what people of color are being genocided exactly? You'd never be able to answer the question because it's not true. You feel safe because you got the cops and politicians on your side. You're not safe, just saying. We need to make racists scared. Okay. Wearing Make America Great Again cap at UCR. More of the same. So here's what she looks like. Edith Macias. Nasty, nasty woman. Oh, I see. Antifa supporter, I'm guessing. Remember, despite Vitale informing Macias he's half Nicaraguan, Macias said she didn't care because he's white presenting. The gang member presenting Macias threatened him and all white people would genocide, saying we need to get rid of y'all, yet we're the racists. You wear a hat that says you wish to make America great again. That's not only genocidal, but that's racist. But she says we need to get rid of y'all. Apparently it's not racist. No argument, no clue. Macias not only proudly stole from another student, but threatened his life for supporting the duly elected president of the United States of America. If Macias is not expelled, we can only assume University of California President Janet Napolitano is in full agreement with her views. And judging on the look of her, again, like I go back to the formula, you can't tell if she's a man or a woman, so ideologically, it's pretty obvious where she lies. Or I suppose it's pretty obvious how she got the position in the first place. Contact President Janet Napolitano and ask her if she supports Edith Macias' actions or if she will have her expelled for stealing from another student and issuing a terroristic threat. Now, I've already taken upon myself to write several letters. I got a few people to do it, but here's the information anyway. So for the president of the university, which that woman attends, or that man-woman attends, Janet Napolitano, here's her email. For reporters, call that. I'll leave the link in the description, but Riverside's Facebook and Twitter asking the same. Now let's take a clip of what all this controversy is stirring around, but it's important to understand that the people who kneel for the flag and the anthem, this is what they're after. This is their ideology. It's against America and Western civilization regardless of what they're saying.
You know what this represents? This represents genocide.
This is mine. You do not get to take other people's property that is legally theirs in this country.
Man, laws. Alright?
Then get out.
Do you have any conscience?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Yes, and I do.
Really? And that's why you go in there wearing this hat? The groups in this campus?
It does not matter.
Most of the groups
I
on
have
this
a
campus
freedom of speech to wear this hat.
Your freedom of speech is genocide, homeboy.
Are you people not going to do anything? She is stealing my property.
that y'all are allowing people
I was
to
up
wear
at the student
this
org retreat, and
on
she
a
stole
campus
it
that
from my
has
head.
the majority people of color in this campus, and you let people walk around and wear this shit.
No. Let's
Look at this.
let's calm down.
Make America great again. It was never great. Never.
Then get out, honestly, if you
What
don't
do you
like the
mean
country.
get out? I was
Get
born
out.
here.
If you don't like it so
What
much,
you
get
mean
out.
get out? Where the fuck am I gonna go? Over here recording me like I'm the criminal here.
Because
okay.
you
Oh, because
stole my
you stole
property.
my property.
That is
Y'all
literally
stole
a crime.
This land. Your ancestors stole this land.
That is literally I will leave and I will go back to the retreat
like
where I'm
legit.
supposed to be.
Think about it. How about you read history books?
Give me my
How about you
property
read
and I will
history
go
books?
back
How
up
about
to
you
the
reflect
retreat
on what
and
the
I
fuck
will
you're doing?
not
Let
care.
me tell you something. The reason why this is pissing me off because he wore it in a group where literally most of the organizations in the school are led by people of color, and
including mine. My president is a Filipino.
Oh no way! And does that make you not racist?
My-
because last time I checked,
I
you wearing this
myself-
hat,
I my-
actually think about what's going on in
The
this country.
country that you
How about we
apparently love
actually-
so much
No, I
supports
really
freedom
don't.
of
I hate this country.
That's why I say leave.
I hate it, and I'm not
That's
leaving.
why I say
I'm
leave.
staying here because there's shit that needs to be fixed here, so that's why I'm staying.
Okay.
Because your freedom of speech is literally killing a lot of people out there. That's what it is. Because you're out there wearing hats like these.
All I want.
White people, not me. Because you know what? Out there, in the premises of the university, I deal with microaggressions on the daily, as do other people of color. And you have people out there wearing hats like those, y'all don't say shit about it.
Now, before we get started with the victories against the people that would seek to destroy our nation, I found it only fitting to play this most beautiful rendition of the American national anthem I perhaps have ever heard. And I've been studying music for a long time, and any musician out there would tell you that the harmonics portrayed in this installment of our national anthem is spectacular. Let's take a look. Now we see what they're after. What power, especially that double high note at the end. Spectacular, as if the voice of God was present in that stadium. Now, for the victories. The NBA has caved. The NBA has ordered its players to stand for the national anthem. From Zero Hedge, with the NFL finding itself trapped in a vice of sliding viewership on one hand and a sudden plunge in its favorability as a result of the ongoing kneeling feud with President Trump, which according to just released Political Morning Consult poll has plunged from 30% on September 21st to just 17% on September 28th, the most unfavorable in history. Is political correctness really worth it? Well, let's see. We got a Senate majority, congressional majority, won all special elections, have the Supreme Court and the presidency, and now this. Something tells me if they don't figure it out by now, they never will. which is beneficial for us, but look at that. Lowest in history. Other sports franchises are desperate to avoid the backlash that the NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell appears to have unleashed upon his league. As a result, the NBA, which has seen a similar steep drop in viewership in recent years, is taking emergency proactive measures. And according to the Associated Press, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver said he expected players would stand for the anthem, followed up by a memo in which the NBA recommended teams address fans or show videos expressing themes of unity before their first home games. That's actually not a bad idea. While again reminding them of the rule that players must stand for the national anthem. In the memo obtained by the Associated Press, Deputy Commissioner Mark Tatum suggested teams use their opening games to demonstrate your commitment to the NBA's core values of equality, diversity, inclusion, and serve as a unifying force in the community. He recommended an address by a player or coach to fans before the anthem, or a video featuring players or community leaders speaking out about important issues and showing photos from past community events. Tatum said the league supports and encourages players to express their views on matters that are important to them, while reminding of the rule that players, coaches, and trainers stand respectfully for the anthem, strength, and honor. The league official will determine how to deal with any possible instance in which a player, coach, or trainer does not stand for the anthem. Teams do not have the discretion to waive this rule, the memo says. The memo comes as the NBA's preseason schedule is set to begin on Saturday with 2 games including the NBA champion Golden State Warriors hosting Denver. As a reminder, the feud between Trump and certain sports players escalated last Saturday when Trump withdrew an invitation to Warriors Stephen Curry. Going to the White House is considered a great honor for a championship team. Stephen Curry is hesitating, therefore invitation is withdrawn. It's funny, people really they really hammer Trump for the things he says and the things he does, but he won by doing exactly what he says and how he does it. Who's wrong? This has in turn prompted the entire Warriors team to announce that while we intended to meet as a team at the first opportunity we had this morning to collaboratively discuss a potential visit to the White House, the statement read. We accept President Trump has made it clear that we are not invited. Well, you're damn right you're not invited. We are going to keep winning. Breaking. Look who has just kicked off the football team for kneeling. 2 Victory and Praise Christian Academy players have been kicked out of their team for kneeling. Damn right. From Sean King, who is a white man posing as a black man and one of the leaders of Black Lives Matter. Just more BS. Cedric Ingram Lewis and Larry McCullough were kicked off their football team last night. Cedric raised a fist, Larry took a knee. Yeah, raise your communist fist and then disrespect the flag. That's communism for you. Cron.com reported, I just read that. After the anthem ended, head coach Ronnie Mitchum instructed them to take off their uniforms and kick them off the team. Mitchum is a former Marine and pastor who started the church-based football program in Crosby 6 years ago. Actions have consequences. Breaking. It's a standing ovation for him. Congressman Steve Scalise was giving a standing ovation during the LSU football game. An American hero. Any man or woman that bleeds for America is a hero in my eyes. Well. Looks like fans didn't follow Packers and Aaron Rodgers' request to lock arms during the national anthem. Rebellion.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, and the whole of
Louisiana School District is taking matters into their own hands. Louisiana School District to student athletes stand for the national anthem or face punishment. Let's take a look.
Protests sparking new rules for high school sports. Now, some student athletes in Louisiana and members of school clubs are getting a directive to stand for the national anthem or face consequences. But some groups are opposed to the move. Joining us now via Skype is Scott Smith. He's the superintendent of Bossier Parish School System. He, along with some school principals, other school principals, came up with the directive. Scott, thank you very much for joining us this morning. So for a lot of patriotic Americans across the country, this is a breath of fresh air. A superintendent saying, hey, if you're going to be in my school district, you're going to stand for the national anthem. Where did this come from?
Well, thank you, and I appreciate being here. Actually, it's been a topic of conversation, as you know, over the past several days, the past week and a half. We've been receiving some questions from our local media about what would we do in Bossier Parish concerning this situation. And so that led to us sending out a press release requiring our student athletes and those in other organizations that are voluntary to stand for our national anthem.
Now, you're a public school, and so this statement has drawn, of course, predictably, criticism from the highest of quarters, including the ACLU. They said this. They tweeted this yesterday saying, the Supreme Court ruled that students don't have to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. That goes for the national anthem on the ball field as well. So what do you say to the ACLU when you say, no, you can't tell kids, young student athletes, that they should respect their country?
Well, we disagree with that. We believe that when a student is involved in an extracurricular activity that is not required by the school, and football, baseball, basketball, tennis, any other sport, any other extracurricular organization is strictly voluntary, And we believe that if we have a set of rules, policies, or directives, that they follow that. And if they can't do that, they simply don't have to be a part of that organization.
Scott,
we certainly understand.
Well, that makes sense to me. You can't volunteer to whether you go to school or not, but you do get to choose if you play a sport or not. So to other superintendents out, this seems like a layup. This makes sense. Why are we not seeing as many other superintendents take this kind of a stance?
Well, it's just really amazing to me. Never in my wildest imagination would I have thought that actually requiring our student athletes to stand for something so reverent as our national anthem would be a national issue.
What does it say about our country, sir? What does it say about our country right now?
It's almost saddening, to be honest with you, because we need to understand that within the boundaries of Bossier Parish, we have Barksdale Air Force Base. We have the 2nd Bomb Wing, the mighty 8th Air Force, and Global Strike Command. We have many veterans that live in our community, and it's a very patriotic area. And we stand, for that flag. We stand for our country. We stand for our veterans. It's sometimes I don't feel like we're very close to this situation. We almost feel like that we're in an iron bubble, but yet it can be penetrated. We've had so many people that have come back that are close by, that have come back without arms, they've come back without legs, even in caskets, and they certainly can't speak for themselves.
Yeah.
And it's such we have to realize that these people over there, some of them making just $30,000 to $40,000 a year, are there protecting the very liberties that we have over here that we seem to take for granted.
So, the time has come. We take a stand now. The power and the momentum are with us. You ask, what is our aim? I can answer in one word: victory. Victory at all costs. Victory in spite of all terror. Victory however long and hard the road may be, for without victory there is no survival.